Y'all see Gene, I'm telling y'all, man, somebody better punch him in the face. Somebody better do something to him, man. He out here doing this, that, and we be like, all right.
Thank you, Roger Bonds, for putting it out there. It came to life for y'all. It came to life for y'all that this dude wanted me dead way before I came to YouTube. What he look like telling somebody to whoop my ass? He didn't tell him that. He wanted me in the dirt and was trying to rock me to sleep.
Gene Deal has recently stepped into the spotlight, appearing across interviews, podcasts and live streams, dropping one revelation after another about Sean Diddy Combs and the untold realities of the bad boy era that were never supposed to surface. Yet even as he speaks, there's a clear sense of caution, like a man who understands the weight of the truth he's carrying and the power of the figure he's speaking about. The tension escalates further with Roger Bonds stepping forward, backing the narrative with a claim that sends shockwaves, revealing he was once directed to confront individuals who challenged Diddy. This doesn't just echo Gene's words, it amplifies them, turning whispers into something far more serious.
I don't lie. How you feel about the people that say that you should be worried if Diddy get out?
What needs something to say, bro? I'm not going to worry about somebody that I bodyguard. I'm not going to worry about somebody that I bodyguard. And God knows I can bodyguard myself with his blessings. I can bodyguard myself with his blessings, bro. I'm not worried about that. Nothing beats an ambush, and I know that. But I'm not worried about his shit. People just need to talk about something. They want to have something to say, man. Oh, Gene got to be worried, so like that. So, shouldn't I have been worried when he was out here on the street? When he was out here on the street, I should have been worried. Yo, bro, August the 14th, 1999. High-speed chase in Harlem. You understand? How I didn't know that he didn't send nobody after me then. Because niggas do that shit. They'll send somebody at you. I've seen dudes that do shit and they have Nick right there in the same clique and they didn't even know he did it. So how I know those 4 guys, 5 guns to my head wasn't sitting by him? When Roger Bonds come and say later that Diddy wanted something done to Gene Deal. How I know? That shit made the news.
Let's cut through the noise. What's happening here isn't just another wave of viral chatter. And it's the slow unraveling of a powerful circle facing serious pressure. At the centre of it all is Sean Diddy Combs, and more importantly, someone who stood closer to him than most ever could, Roger Bonds. From 2003 to 2012, Bonds wasn't just part of the security team, he was the shield in high-stakes moments, moving through elite events, private gatherings, and intense situations where reputation and control mattered most. But being that close didn't just mean protection, it meant exposure. Over time, he saw how authority operated behind closed doors, how tension was managed, and how influence quietly shaped outcomes. According to his own perspective, that constant proximity to power eventually became too heavy, forcing him to step away.
So let me ask you a question. How long before you started working with him did you start to see like red flags and did you know like, damn, this is kind of crazy? Was it like immediate, or was it like he gained your trust and you started vibing and you started seeing shit? Or was it like off the rip you knew like, hey?
Step into the story of Gene Deal, a man who wasn't just nearby, but deeply embedded in the engine that powered Bad Boy Records during its explosive rise. While Sean Diddy Combs was building an empire and elevating legends like the notorious B.I.G. and Maze, Gene was operating behind the curtain, moving through packed arenas, guarded VIP zones, and tense late-night meetings where real power moves happened out of sight. He wasn't a spectator, he was part of the machinery. But once he stepped away, the silence broke. Gene began revealing a version of events far removed from the polished spotlight, one that felt raw, controlled, and carefully hidden. What adds serious weight to his voice is that Roger Bonds, who came after him, later echoed key elements of that same narrative.
Listen here, I want to let this young lady know, and I know this is not the place for it, brother, but please allow me to say this to her, man. You know what I'm saying? I started this battle long time ago. And the situation is that, bruh, we already won. This was some spiritual that Pop, the spirit of Pop, the spirit of Big, the spirit of Miss Jones, the spirit of Wolf, all the people that he has done wrong, you know, so Black, all the people that he has done wrong, bruh, is coming to light. We already won this spiritual. What we going through right now with these trials and everybody, you know, with this financial situation and everything like that, all that is superficial. That's the physical part of it. The spiritual part of it was won because Big, Pac, Wolf Mother, all the people that he did wrong, bruh, you understand? They already won the battle where we were supposed to win it at. So now we just going through the physical part of it, man. And I want that girl to know, man, that she ain't gotta fear no man. She ain't gotta fear him, nobody else, man. Whenever she needs, you understand? Whenever she needs somebody to travel, to go with her, to make sure she all right, you know, I'm a phone call away, man. I'm a phone call away. And you know, go ahead with your questioning, man. I just had to get that out, man, because that girl touched a lot of people, man, because all she wanted to do was write music, make music, and show her talent and her love to the people, man. And then she got to feel this way, be fearful and scared of her life and stuff like that. Ma, I ain't scared of no man. You understand? I ain't scared of no man. Nobody that got to put their pants on the same way I do. Not at all.
And for the people that don't know who Tiffany Red is, that's Cassie's best friend.
That's one of Cassie's friends. She was writing a lot of music, and she said that she was writing music for her friends to get. Oh my God, man, come on.
This is where the contrast becomes impossible to ignore. Roger Bonds presents himself as controlled and strategic, in weighing every word with precision, while Gene Deal steps in with a completely different energy, unfiltered, intense, and driven by emotion that feels real rather than rehearsed. His voice doesn't sound managed, it sounds unleashed, like years of silence finally breaking at once. That raw delivery is exactly why his interviews spread so fast. People don't just hear him, they feel him. There's frustration, conviction, and a sense that nothing is being held back. But that same intensity also puts him directly under pressure, turning attention into scrutiny. Because when someone speaks without restraint, with passion and force, they don't just get noticed, they become impossible to silence. And for someone like Sean Diddy Combs, who built an empire on influence and control, and a voice like that isn't just disruptive, it can be seen as a serious challenge.
Man, you know, a leopard don't change his spots, and Diddy been doing this real long time, bro. He been doing this for a long time. And now another artist, this artist didn't wait 10 years. You know what I'm saying? He didn't wait 20 years. You understand? He waited a year or two after he stopped working with him and saw he didn't get what he was supposed to get. And he said, yo, listen here, man. I'm putting in my claims right now because I'm going to show everybody what really happened, what really went down. It's crazy. When I was reading I read the whole thing. Shout out to Keisha in Kansas City. She sent me the whole documentation, bro. And you know, the whole court thing. And when I'm reading the stuff, you know, it sound from a lot of it sound familiar. You understand? And what I mean sound familiar, how he would get other girls and get girls to try to, you know, convince this guy, you know, or put him in a situation with other girls so he could do whatever he wanted to do with them. And it's just like the situation somewhat with Sarah and her girlfriend and him and Ja. You know what I'm saying? Bringing girls on to try to convince this other guy to be in a room with another naked man and all this other bull. Yo, it all sound familiar, man. I read the whole thing, man, and it was crazy.
And for the people that don't know what you're talking about, because the lawsuit is new, so, some people still catching up with it. Little Rod, he alleges that, Young Miami cousin tried to have him in front of Diddy.
Yeah, he went into the bathroom, and then she came into the bathroom and tried to, throw herself on him. He didn't want to have nothing to do with her for whatever reason. And then when he came out the bathroom, she continued to try to do that and try to have, wanted him to have on Diddy and the rest of the people that was in there. That's how they do, man. They try to use a girl that you might like, or you may think you might like, or they think you might like her or whatever, to convince you to lay down your guards with them. And he didn't.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. And you're not surprised by none of this, because you said that Ja Rule, they did this to him, right?
No, remember, and people got it confused when I said that Ja and him was in the room with two girls, with Sarah and Sarah's girlfriend. You understand? He was trying to get Ja to go at Jay-Z. So what he did was try to get another girl, you understand, to do something with Ja. I guess, I don't know, they in the room together. So when they, in that thing, I know what he was planning on doing, because I heard the conversation.
Recently, Roger Bonds stepped forward with a claim that hit hard, alleging that Sean Diddy Combs once gave direct instructions to confront Gene Deal and Mark Curry after they spoke publicly. Bonds emphasised this wasn't gossip or second-hand chatter. It was something he says he personally heard and was expected to act on, though he chose not to follow through completely. The accusation suggests a deeper, more intense response to criticism than most would expect, pushing the situation beyond ordinary disputes. What makes his statement stand out isn't just the past, it's the warning attached to it. Bonds framed it as a serious pattern, hinting that if such pressure existed before, similar tensions could surface again under current scrutiny. His tone wasn't dramatic or sensational. It carried the weight of a caution, urging awareness rather than reaction. Whether fully accepted or questioned, one thing is clear. From his viewpoint, this is not something to dismiss or take lightly.
As it's getting worse, you getting older. So as you getting older, you getting wiser. And you understand, okay, this stop. You know what I'm saying? None of this stop, because there's nobody there to stop it, and this person is becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. So if you becoming stronger and stronger and stronger, what's there to make you stop? You know what I'm saying? Like what I feel like what he's going through now, that's enough to make you stop. You know what I'm saying? But if you ain't never went through this and everything you going through gets swept under the rug, it ain't no reason for you to stop. Bonds ain't gonna make me stop. Bonds is just another security dude. Now I see that. You know what I'm saying? But when you live in it and you going through it, that person knows how to make you feel like, yo, you ain't gonna never gotta worry about nothing, because this is what they telling you, this is what you seeing. So each and every day, I'm not gonna lie, you hope that that person wakes up the next morning and a red light went off in their head. Say, yo, I gotta treat better. Or I got to treat a person better, or I got to do this. So that's what you're hoping. And then you get to the point where you say, yeah, nah, make a change. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So one of the main things that happened was I got diabetes, right? I was in Spain somewhere, and I kept going to the bathroom like every 10 or 15 minutes. And I'm like, what are you going to the bathroom for? Somebody said, yo, if you go to the bathroom a lot, you get diabetes. Because you got to remember, we was traveling and moving so much. There was places that we would be at that you wouldn't even drink the water. You know what I'm saying? Or they say, yo, if you from the United States, the water going to make you sick.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I've been to Mexico a few times and got sick as hell off that water.
Oh, for the water.
Yeah.
So you end up drinking sodas and juices all day long. So that's one of the things that happened. So I looked at it as like, that was like one of the ways that God got me out.
So how did Gene Deal react? Not with silence or denial, but with raw, unmistakable fear. In a recent interview, he didn't hold back, admitting that the situation has escalated to a point where he feels exposed and vulnerable. He spoke about serious threats, about constantly scanning his surroundings, and about the growing belief that something could be unfolding behind the scenes. Take a moment to process that. This is the same man who once stood as a shield for Sean Diddy Combs, a figure known for power and influence. Now, the protector is the one questioning his own safety. And that shift isn't just surprising. It's a signal that, from his perspective, the pressure has reached a level that can't be ignored.
And start popping and passing it to dudes around them. I left from the area and got my own table. You not rocking me to sleep. You never rock me to sleep. Though I worked for you, you wasn't doing no dirt. That's why my days was with you when you had your kids. Because you knew you couldn't do that dirty to me. And that's a good judgment on your behalf. Roger Barnes got on that show and said, he said, yo, we seen Gene plenty of times. But we knew Puff was a pussy. And we had to live in Harlem. That's because we know the same people. When Roger Barnes talk to people about me, they're going to say, Gene a stand-up dude. Gene was all right.
In the morning, damn, B, I'm still here. Even though I'm in an exotic country or I'm in an exotic place, I'm like, damn, I'm still here because the energy was off. You know what I'm saying? Everything that was going on around you was off. And you were expected just to stand there and do what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's acquired of you. Right. You know what I mean? So, you know, that was one of the things that made me say, okay, it's time to go. So I used my sickness as one of the reasons, like, yo, you know I can't be traveling with you, and you know I can't be doing this, that, and the other. The doctor said I need to be in a stable place. I need to get a certain amount of sleep. I need a certain type of food. So you were trying to pull away. I was trying to pull away. You know what I'm saying? So what I did was I found that they had an opening in Ciroc.
Chaz, you're going to have to deal with Slick. You're going to have to deal with Cage people. You're going to have to deal with a whole lot of people that love that name. And that's the politics of Harlem. Roger Barnes know the politics of Harlem. So you have a homo cats out there right now that's talking all that shit. Gene paid his dues. Because I came here and talked about the character of this dude who wanted me dead. I been knew that. He ain't saying nothing I didn't know. Y'all could find somebody else to play with. That goes to show you what kind of dude this is. Instead of coming to the table to save Big and Tupac, he said it. This what kind of character that y'all out here saying that y'all standing up for. People are still alive. Eric B, Big D, Suge Knight. They was gonna squash this East Coast, West Coast before Pac, before Big was dead. He wouldn't even send a representative to the table. Not a table that he ate off of. The table that he got his millions from is having his ass for dessert. No. And start popping and passing it to dudes around them. I left from the area and got my own table. You not rocking me to sleep. You never rock me to sleep. Though I worked for you, you wasn't doing no dirt. That's why my days was with you when you had your kids. Because you knew you couldn't do that dirty to me. And that's a good judgment on your behalf. Roger Barnes got on that show and said, yo, we seen Gene plenty of times. But we knew Puff was a and we had to live in Harlem. That's because we know the same people. When Roger Barnes talk to people about me, they're gonna say Gene a stand-up dude. Gene was all right. Chaz, you gonna have to deal with Slick, you gonna have to deal with Cage people, you gonna have to deal with a whole lot of people that love that name. And that's the politics of Harlem. Roger Barnes know the politics of Harlem. So you have a homo cats out there right now that's talking all that shit. Gene paid his dues. Because I came here and talked about the character of this dude who wanted me dead. I been knew that. He ain't saying nothing I didn't know. Y'all could find somebody else to play with. That goes to show you what kind of dude this is. Instead of coming to the table to say Big and Tupac, he said it. This is the kind of character that y'all out here saying that y'all standing up for. People are still alive. Eric B, Big D, Suge Knight. They was gonna squash this East Coast, West Coast before Pac, before Big was dead. He wouldn't even send a representative to the table. Not a table that he ate off of. The table that he got his millions from is having his ass for dessert. No